Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of Muslim Freedom Fighters. In the previous two videos, we looked at the lives of two women who sacrificed their lives for our country. Today, we will be looking at another heart-touching story, a life full of sacrifice, wife of Maulana Hazrat Mohani, Nishathunnisa Begum. Jawaharlal Nehru and Maulana Azad and Maulana Hazrat Mohani have always said that their wives have formed their life. If not for Nishathunnisa Begum, Maulana Hazrat Mohani would have been another editor of another newspaper, and Maulana Azad without his wife would have been the editor of Al Hilal, and Jawaharlal Nehru without his wife would have been another great barrister in our country. But contrary to this, their wives made them into great freedom fighters. When Hazrat Mohani was arrested for the first time, for the viewers who do not know, he was the first Muslim political prisoner. He was one of the first to give call for non-cooperation and for Swadeshi goods. And even Gandhiji asserts this fact in his autobiography, My Experiments with the Truth. When Hazrat Mohani was arrested for the first time, he says that in my home, my wife, my small baby and my maid only were present, and my daughter was severely ill at that time. But Nishathunnisa Begum did not lose her courage. She was very courageous and continued to be so. The next day itself, I received a letter from her. That letter was delivered to me by the superintendent of the jail. That letter mentioned, do not be cautious and do not make any mistakes. Do not get tense about our family. All problems that are coming to you, face them with utmost patience. These were the words of a woman who had no sources of income and her husband was in the jail. These words filled Maulana Hazrat Mohani with confidence. On April 13, 1913, Maulana Hazrat Mohani was arrested for the second time. During this period, Nishathunnisa Begum used to act as the public communicator of Maulana Hazrat Mohani. She used to send reports to the newspapers about his condition in the jails and what he wanted to deliver to the public. She was a woman full of courage. She had to undergo a lot of problems. They had no source of income and she was completely poor. She had to eat dry rotis to feed herself, and they had to sleep nights without any food in hunger. Maulana Muhammad Ali, praising about the willpower and courage of Nishathunnisa Begum, writes a letter to her. The letter goes as follows. Please tell to my brother Hazrat Mohani that apart from his courage and willpower, his status is less than a woman. You have been able to face all the problems with utmost patience, and you have filled the whole Muslim community with self-confidence. Your husband was not able to do this even when he was free, and he is not able to do this even when he is in the jail. Nishathunnisa Begum spent her whole life in poverty. Even though she spent her life in poverty, she was not ready to accept any financial help from loved ones, well-wishers or any other workers of the freedom movement. Shishan Prasad, one of the workers of the Congress, had to visit Aligarh. He got to know that the family of Maulana Hazrat Mohani were in great difficulty. He went to visit them and visited Nishathunnisa Begum, mother of Hazrat Mohani, who was very ill, and his daughter. And he immediately offered them help, but she did not accept this and rejected the offer. She was so self-esteemed that she was not ready to take any donations from the public. This shows out the self-esteem that she had within her. Her life was perfectly portrayed by a poem written by Allama Iqbal. मेरा तरीक अमीरी नहीं फकीरी है, खुदी ना बेच गरीबी में नाम पैदा कर. Renowned scholar Maulana Sulaiman Nadwi was also inspired by Begum Hazrat Mohani. He writes that when her husband was in the jail, there was no one available for her help. No Muslim can beat her in the patience with which she faced all the troubles that she had to overcome in her life. With this, we end another episode of this series, that is Muslim Freedom Fighters. Please share our videos and subscribe to our channel and show your support towards us. Jai Hind.